What's up, y'all? Back with another video. I hope the audio sounds better in this video than my last video. I'm using a different device this time. And in this video, I just want to talk about, and by the way, my thoughts and opinions. These are my thoughts and opinions. So anyway, I want to talk about a common mistake that I think a lot of younger people, especially younger men and women, make as well. But especially people in their early 20s or just in your 20s in general. I think a common mistake that you make, especially in your 20s when you become a young adult, is you may feel like because you're grown now that you know everything. What I mean is you may feel like you have to prove to your parents that you're a good decision maker and that you can make your life work. You can make everything work without having to ask for, advice or opinions as a way to kind of prove your adulthood and so forth. Some of us were like that, especially in our 20s. I was like that as well. And what I want to say is, don't be afraid to ask for help. Don't be afraid to ask for opinions. Understand that your relatives, your parents, your grandparents, your aunts, your uncles, they've been around at least 3 times longer than you. And a lot of the stuff that you may be dealing with in your life, they've dealt with the same thing. And even if they didn't, they have enough experience to kind of know what to do to handle that situation that will save you a lot of headache. Don't wait until you're almost 40 something, 50 something years old when you're like, man, I wish I would have listened to my elders, or I wish I would have asked for advice. Even me, when I was in my late 20s, I started dealing with problems that I've never dealt before, especially with my first apartment or one of my apartments. And I think a lot of problems would have been avoided had I just maybe called my father, called my mother, or called my uncles or aunts, or even some of my older friends. I have just guys that I was cool with who were in their 60s. I was in my late 20s, but I had kind of male friends, friends who were in their 60s who were actually ex-co-workers. You know how when you work a job, sometimes you might have an older co-worker who you kind of cool with, even though y'all 30 years apart. You're kind of cool, you kind of, you got good conversation with. And even people like that, can be a good resource. I'm not saying ask for money and stuff like that. I mean just for advice, hey, I got this little issue or this right here. And I said, oh, you can just do this, this, and this. And just give it a listen. And, I think it can save you a lot of headache, or save you a lot of time, and money as well. And yeah, that's all I guess I want to say is, just don't be afraid to ask for it. Don't be afraid to ask for help, especially when you don't know what to do. Sometimes, like I said, I think when you're in your 20s, you're a little bit prideful and you want to kind of prove that, you got it all together. But most of us don't have it all together. Most of us, we need some type of help, some type of advice. And that's how human beings that's how we survive, really. We need to socialize and communicate with others to get other ideas and other perspectives on how to deal with certain, situations and problems. And, so that's all I guess I want to say about that. And I guess I'll talk to y'all next time. And hopefully the audio sounds better in this video. All right, so 1.